binye na bịatara ọjị na chichiri eji efola nna nna anyị ochie mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Igbo dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Biafra dị ndụ asị m unu binye n'oge akara aka lụọ asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọ nwa dike ọ sị na mberede nyiri dike na mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike ọ ya ka m ji akpọ unu n'isi ọhamadike bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ya nwa bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu otu mkpụrụ anya ji isi ụgwọ otu ọnụ na-ekwuchitere mba niile ụkpaka na-agba n'udu mmiri na-agba n'oge nke ya asị m unu binye n'isi ya nye ogologo ndụ na-arụ isi ike napụta ya na eke napụta ya n'orie napụta ya n'afọ napụta ya na nkwọ asị m na ahịa akara aka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ na ahịa akara aka agaghị eri Maazị Nnamdi Kanu asị m unu ga napụta Nnamdi Kanu na eke napụta ya n'orie napụta ya n'afọ napụta ya na nkwọ asị m mee ka ọnụ niile kwụrụ njọ n'isi atụgharịa kwụ mma ka ọnụ kọrọ ogiri ọnụ kọrọ ogiri lacha Chukwu okike abịa ama onye jiri mmiri siri ike kpọọ aja were aja siri ike kpọọ mmadụ asị m na taata bụ ụbọchị eke n'ala Igbo asị m na eke ga-eketara Nnamdi Kanu ndụ eke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe oke ga-eketara ya ndụ oke ga-eketara ya Biafra oke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe oke ga-ekegburu ya ndị iro kegburu ya ajọ mmadụ na ajọ mmụọ asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta ekwensu ga-anọ n'ụra ndị ilu ya ga-anọ n'ụra ọkwa na ekwe osu asị m gịnị bụ ekwensu asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta ya bụ ndị ilo ga-anọ n'ụra ọha bụ ndị ọha nwa bụ ekwensu asị m na ha ncha ga-anọ n'ụra na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube asị m na ọnụ kwụrụ njọ n'isi ya ga-atụgharịkwọ mma asị m ọbịara igbu Nnamdi Kanu bụ onwe ya onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị adị ndụ onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri ọnụ niile kọrọ ogiri ọnụ ga-akọrọ ogiri lacha osisi abụrụ oturu ga-emeche wee kwele onye asị na Nnamdi Kanu aga-apụta asị m na ọnụ ahụ iji wee kwuo ya na ike ejikwa ya wee kwugharịa mma n'isi ya asị m na ebe onye ahụ na-atụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu aka asị m aka gị ga-akpọnwụ osisi ahụ fọrọ Nnamdi Kanu wee tọọ nkwe asị m ikuku futuo gị anya ọbụla fọrọ Nnamdi Kanu kwawa akwa alịla asị m alịla akọ ya n'anya onye fọrọ Nnamdi Kanu cheta ihe gburu nwa ya ihe gburu nwa ya gbuo ya maka na ọ bụrụ ya gburu nwa gị Chukwu okike abịa ama asị m na mberede nyiri dike mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike asị m na okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ose ọ dadị ukwu ose elu na okirikiri ka ndị iro ga-agba Nnamdi Kanu mana ha ama mkpata ya aka ọ sị na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido jiri odido enyi ozu na ọkwanụ nkirikiri ka ndị iro ga na-ekiri ya mana ha ama afụ ya anya asị m na eje anaba isi ije asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eje na ọ ga-ana asị m na inye anaghị eri ọba maka na inye na ọba bụ nwanne inye agaghị eri Nnamdi Kanu maka na ọ bụ nwi asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-adị ka echi anaghị agwụ agwụ maka na ije ejere bụ ije mmiri ọ bụla eje nkụ asị na ya bụ ije ga-abụ ije mmiri asị m na ọ ga-anata n'udo asị m na ọ ga-abata sirili welere asị m na unu ga-aga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu asị m unu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu gaa tụnye ugo gaa nye ya mmeri gaa nye ya mmeri gaa nye ya mmeri tụnye ugo n'elu ugo nye ike n'elu ike nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ ọkwanụ ndụ ka o ji efu unu efufe unu nye Nnamdi Kanu ndụ onwe ike wee kwụrụ jinjin onwe ike wee kwụrụ wee fuo unu ofufe a sị na ahịa kara ka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ ihe mere ha ji jide Nnamdi Kanu bụ ka ha nwee ike wee megide ndị Igbo ka ha nwee ike megide ụmụ Biafra ka ha nwee ike wee kwuchie anyị ọnụ ka ha nwee ike wee kachie anyị ọnụ ka anyị ghara ikwu okwu ọzọ mana ama m na dododo Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nwe ala ndị nwe mmiri ndị nwe ikuku ndị nwe anyanwụ mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ mmụọ niile ọ kwafọrọ ọbara ha n'ike maka ihi Biafra asị m unu binyenu asị m unu dododo na ọkwa na unu bụ ihe nwe ike a ọkwa na unu ga-eji ọgụ mmụọ ọkwa na unu ga-aga buori ahịa ọkwa na unu ga-aga napụta ya maka na ihe ọ tinyere unu n'aka anaghị ele ule asị m dododo igiriga ọgụ mmụọ eze nwaanyị niile nọ n'ala Igbo mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo asị m unu binye maka na onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị aṅụ mmiri onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị eri nnu nnu bụ ihe ụtọ si na mmiri wee pụta onye ọbụla na-eri ihe na-eri ihe dị na mmiri onye na-asa arụ ji mmiri asa arụ onye ọbụla na-eme ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme ji mmiri eme ya asị m ihe ọbụla mmadụ na-eme n'ụwa mmiri ọ na-ebubu ụzọ asị m onye ọbụla kpọrọ mmiri asị na mmiri a ga-agbagbu ya asị m onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya onye ọbụla mmiri na-awụsa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya onye ọbụla mmiri na-emesa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eli nnu asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee rie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa
ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 16th day of March 2023. Tata bo bochinkwo. Tata bo bochinkwo. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies, onto this hallowed platform. Today, in no distant time, I will be joined by one of the members of the DOS, Mazi, Nnamdi. Therefore, draw nearer to your listening device, though it's going to be brief, but do not disallow yourself from listening to this hallowed platform, because this is where we worship. This is our rallying point. It all started here, I am telling you. We are here live and direct. Therefore, I once again welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies, onto this hallowed platform. Therefore, I will be right back, just in order to bring in Mazi. I will just be right back, please. I will be right back, because ogologo okwu anọghị n'ụka mgbede. Therefore, just hold on. I will be right back. Do not go away, please.
The state of drunkenness comes in three states. The first state of drunkenness is when you become all-knowing. The state of drunkenness comes in three states. The first state of drunkenness is when you become all-knowing, where you know everything, but by then your brains are not working correctly. Then if you drink some more, you become all-powerful, where you think you can do everything, though you can hardly stand on one leg. The last state is when you become invisible. This is when you can help yourself to a bathroom on the middle of the road and you think no one is seeing you. It's an illusion of the mind. And the African continent right now is a recovering addict of colonial drunkenness, where sometimes Africans pretend like they are all-knowing. So the most educated amongst us are the most stupid amongst us. Because in the midst of their knowledge...
Did you say that?
Yes, the most educated amongst us are the most stupid amongst us, because they know everything about the other except about themselves. They know exactly where William Shakespeare was born, where Bismarck lived, the wars of the Bolsheviks. They know they can quote poems and etc. They know everything about photosynthesis and what, but they know nothing about themselves, their own land, their own history, their own resources, and how to convert that knowledge into power, into technologies, into economy. So it's a recovering addiction from education, addiction from religion. Because had we been colonized by the Chinese, right now we would have been Buddhists and worshipping dragons. Those who were captured by the Muslims are Muslims. We who were captured by the British, we say we are Christian. But point of correction, if we were captured by the Muslims, what would we have been right now? Look at the Boko Haram, look at the Biafra kingdom in Nigeria. Look at Tanzania. Look at...
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra land, and in the next 10 minutes I'll be joined by Mazi Nnamdi, a member of the DOS, And do not forget that tomorrow, being Friday, the 17th, I will also be hosting Mazi Chinasaworu onto this hallowed platform. So do not miss that program also tomorrow. But before I bring in Mazi, I would like to, read something because the Nigerian government have come or has continued in their propaganda. The Nigerian government has continued in her deadly propaganda. Global Terrorism Index ranks IPOB in Nigeria among world's deadliest. Can you imagine that? I want you to imagine where, whereas people are busy pursuing shadow, now our enemies are doing what they could in order to demonize us in the face of the world. Do you see it? Are you with us? Very, very funny that IPOB is one of the deadliest group. I don't know whether deadliest group, whether on tormenting Nigeria or what. Do not forget the caliphate, as our leader has made us to understand. The caliphate is on limitless budget of money. Limitless. They have the money. They can bribe any person, any institution in this world. That is why the global index has become now fallen so low. I say fallen so low. IPOB, we are a very peaceful organization, registered. We are not faceless. We have addresses, but do you see the world we are in? Let me tell you. Let me remind you that this world we are in, any person that is telling you about justice in the world, know that it's just it's just a statement in the mouth, nothing more. There is no justice in this world. It depends on who you know, who you can buy, whose interest you can maintain, and that's it. That is it. So, we are in a world where injustice reigns supreme. Do you remember during the apartheid time, the time of the apartheid, even they labeled them, America labeled them terrorists. The ANC that was fighting for their freedom, America labeled them terrorist organization. So we are in a world of injustice. That is the reality. Therefore, we have to fight and fight and continue fighting until we emerge. We have to relent. If you relent, you are gone. No person, nobody cares for you. I'm telling you honestly. Nobody cares for your existence. That is the world we are in. Very unfortunate. The Global Terrorism Index had ranked Biafra group, the indigenous people of Biafra, as the 10th deadliest terror group in the world in 2022. But that is rubbish, because we have to descend on them. In order, it doesn't matter with their money, with the bribe they collected. Remember, any foreign embassy or ambassador, they welcome him with a bribe. They welcome him with a bribe in Nigeria. What do they do? What do they lose? Nothing. Therefore, when you see the enormity of the mess we are in, the people fighting us, you should understand that we don't, going back, even standing still is not an option. I'm not talking about going back, because going back, we have no back to go. I've been saying this. Standing still, remaining, stagnant, is never an option. Because when you stop, you are dead. Albert Einstein says, in this world, in order to maintain your balance, you must, it's just like riding bicycle. In order to maintain balance, you must continue moving. If you stop, you fall. Do you understand me? So the world, this world we are in, is just like riding a bicycle. In order for you to balance, you continue moving, continue advancing. If you stop, you fall. That is it. Therefore, we don't need to even be stagnant or stop to rest. There is no matter what is happening, no matter that some people, they are there in order to make sure others are monkey the walk, bamboo the chop. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you honestly. It doesn't matter. Because when you look at some people, if you are looking at some people, you will just get frustrated. You say, but what we are doing, just putting efforts, and these people, all that matters to them is using, money. But we don't get frustrated. Please. We should never, I say never, get frustrated. We should never stop. We have to continue moving on. That is how it is. Let me read a bit about the counter. What our attorney wrote. What our attorney wrote. Whether I can see it. Why is this? I'm in AG4. He said something about it. But it's not coming out. I don't know why. He countered it. Yes. We must continue. And never to be distracted. Never to be disturbed. Please, let me just 1 minute. Let me regulate something and I will come back in a jiffy. Please, do not go away, please.
Is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything. Yes, Europe is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything works. The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world, is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden. And the gardeners should take care of it.
What's the difference between a garden and a jungle? A garden's a nice place where civilized human beings walk around. A jungle is the heart of darkness, where wild animals live. Now, many people in Africa, Asia, Latin America remember very well how in the name of civilization, European colonialism treated them like wild animals, enslaving them, torturing them, and even exhibiting them in human zoos. Therefore, when the highest diplomat of the European Union compares Europe to a garden, but especially the rest of the world to a jungle, the message these people hear is that Europe is still driven by neocolonialism.
Yes, Europe is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything works. The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world, is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden. And the gardeners should take care of it.
What's the difference between a garden and a jungle? A garden's a nice place where civilized human beings walk around. A jungle is the heart of darkness, where wild animals live. Now, many people in Africa, Asia, Latin America remember very well how, in the name of civilization, European colonialism treated them like wild animals, enslaving them, torturing them, and even exhibiting them in human zoos. Therefore, when the highest diplomat of the European Union compares Europe to a garden, but especially the rest of the world to a jungle, the message these people hear is that Europe is still driven by neocolonialism.
Yes, Europe is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything works. The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world, is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden. And the gardeners should take care of it.
What's the difference between a garden and a jungle?
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My Therefore, draw nearer to your listening device, though it's going to be brief, but do not disallow yourself from listening to this hallowed platform, because this is where we worship. This is our rallying point. It all started here, I am telling you. We are here live and direct. Therefore, I once again welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies, onto this hallowed platform. Therefore, just I will be right back just in order to bring in Mazi. Just I will just be right back, please. I will be right back because ogologo okwu anọghị n'ụka mgbede. Therefore, just hold on. I will be right back. Do not go away, please.
The state of drunkenness comes in three states. The first state of drunkenness is when you become all-knowing. The state of drunkenness comes in three states. The first state of drunkenness is when you become all-knowing, where you know everything. But by then your brains are not working correctly. Then if you drink some more, you become all-powerful, where you think you can do everything, though you can hardly stand on one leg. The last state is when you become invisible. This is when you can help yourself to a bathroom on the middle of the road and you think no one is seeing you. It's an illusion of the mind. And the African continent right now is a recovering addict of colonial drunkenness, where sometimes Africans pretend like they are all knowing. So the most educated amongst us are the most stupid amongst us. Because in the midst of their knowledge,
Did you say that?
Yes, the most educated amongst us are the most stupid amongst us. Because they know everything about the other except about themselves. They know exactly where William Shakespeare was born, where Bismarck lived, the wars of the Bolsheviks. They know they can quote poems and etc. They know everything about photosynthesis and what, but they know nothing about themselves, their own land, their own history, their own resources, and how to convert that knowledge into power, into technologies.
Yes. A minute, please.
Yeah,
A
continue.
minute. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Hearing you, the whole world is hearing you. Please go on, please.
Thank you. They said via their election is a way to channel the affair of our people. And why they ganged up, frame all their attacks, frame all their, how do you put it, their projected opinion on what they think will be a hindrance to the election, calling on IPOB. But luckily, unfortunately, as great as this noble struggle has always been, we proved them wrong. We disappointed them, and now they have no option than to change their tactics, now making the lives of our people as an endangered species across that very contraption. Biafrans, you will agree with me. Mazi Jonathan, I think you're also aware that immediately that very presidential election, the most populous market in Maiduguri, Borno State, where they have huge numbers of Igbos traders. That very market was bombed on the next day of that very presidential election. When they saw how well it will be performed, that was not enough. We are all seeing and observing what our people in Lagos are going through. We are seeing the billions of naira worth of goods that the likes of Femi Fani-Kayode have engineered, incited some gullible Yorubas, I must put it that way, not all Yorubas in Lagos. Now, threatening Igbos in Lagos. We have seen the likes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the so-called INEC selected president-elect. They have gone mute. We have seen the governor of Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, watching as his thoughts are attacking the Igbos in Lagos. And we are making it right clear today, which in the next coming days will be well also expatiated here on this very platform. If by any means there is further attack on any Igbo lives in Lagos or in any other Western states, there will be consequences. At no point will any people or group of people risk the lives of the Igbo race just for the sake of the Nigerian election. We have suffered enough. We've been killed enough. We have been massacred enough. We are making it clear to the lives of Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, or their king of thugs, the one called MC Oluomo. We do not forgive and we do not forget. We are watching and we are observing. It must get to the ears of Femi Fani-Kayode that all these tweets, all this cyber bigotry against the Igbos is well taken note of. And at the appropriate time, we shall respond. But if by any means, any Igbo life is lost as a result of their incitement, there shall be consequences. And there will be consequences. It is not a threat. It is a promise. You said you want to do election. You said you want to elect your governors or presidential candidates. Go ahead and do so without putting the lives of the Igbo race at risk, or any Biafran people for that matter. Igbos are not the only one in Lagos. There are Hausas, there are Fulanis. Even there are Igbos who as well voted for APC. So why would those who choose to vote in the other way around not be killed or be attacked? And at this very critical juncture, we are making it very, very clear. Let that very incitement, tribal bigotry, and those attacks be stopped at this very critical time. Enough is enough. Let it get to the ears of the governor of Lagos State, as we are making it clear. Let it get to the ears of the British High Commission in Lagos State or in Abuja. We have seen Catrola Line telling the Nigerian people to be proud of fraudulent election. Mazi Jonathan, I asked Catrola Line, you were telling the Nigerian masses to be proud of the presidential election. That means you are asking them to be proud of fraud. She's asking the Nigerian masses to be proud of the rigging of the presidential election. And I remember what she said in November, just few months ago in November, precisely on November 19th. She said, we are supporting Nigeria to deliver credible elections. End of quote. And now we are asking that one alive. It was that very presidential election on the 25th of February. The election that have been condemned by international community all over the globe. Was that the same election you promised to help Nigeria to accomplish? Rather than for Catrola Line to come out the same way the American ambassador has stated, the other European Commission has stated, rather than for her to come out and state it categorically clear that this very election was a fraud, only for her to then want to manipulate the Nigerian masses through her deceptive message, telling them to be proud of rigging. And we are asking Catrola Line, if that very same election, the kangaroo election, was executed in UK, won't United Kingdom be inflamed today? But of course, it is a zoo Nigeria. She will tell them, just forget about the election. Forget about it, be proud, because you are zoo. You don't deserve good, credible election. You don't deserve free and fair election. Continue with it. Because you are Africans. That was what she was exactly telling the Nigerian masses. Forget about the presidential election, be proud. Because we dash you democracy. Of course, that is not democracy. That is celebration. Celebration. A situation whereby the INEC and its compromised chairman, Mamadou Yakubu, colluding with the British High Commissioner, that will allow to declare a winner for the Nigerian state. We are happy the world is watching. And that is why we never believed in that very celebration, in that very means to select a leader, a president. We never believe something good will come out of it. But we are happy that the world has seen everything that this IPOB have been telling them all years ago. We are happy that the world itself, international community, are beginning to observe that the Nigerian state is never one and cannot be one. At the time of this, their so-called election, the world is beginning to see the tribal division of the Nigerian state, vindicating this very IPOB and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything he has said concerning the Nigerian state. It is not that we do not believe in democracy. Of course we believe. But how can you believe? How can you exercise democracy in a celotocracy environment? In a celotocracy system of governance? Yes, it is celotocracy. Celotocracy, whereby it is not a government of the people, by the people and for the people. It is a government of a few individuals selecting who shall lead the nation. Of course, that is what unfolded. But we are happy because we believe that the Nigerian state itself will by themselves expose themselves to the world. And why we by themselves collapse that very entity by themselves. But this time around, nobody, no group of people shall sacrifice the blood of the Igbo race for the collapse of the Nigerian state. It is impossible. It happened before, it will never happen this time. And that is why we are using this very moment to make it clear to the lives of Fani Kayode, Festus Keyamo, to the governor of Lagos State. Beware and be careful of what you are trying to play, because it will definitely backfire. You said it is one Nigeria. Every Igbo man or every Igbo woman that want to exercise his or her franchise of civil duty has the right to do so within any state of the Nigerian constitution. If you say no, if you say you don't want it so, then let's go straight to the referendum table. That is what we have been calling for. That is what IPOB has been saying. And we are still saying it today, that the solution to the Nigerian state is not every 4 years recycling of the election. No. To solve the foundational problem of the Nigerian state remains that democratic process, the process of referendum. And until that is done, nobody has any right to stop an evil man or woman or any Biafran from exercising his or her franchise of civil duty to vote. There are Yorubas in Anambra State. There are Hausas in Anambra State. There are Yorubas in Enugu State. There are Hausas in Enugu State. There are Fulanis in Enugu State. They are all voting for the candidate of their choice. Why are they not being harassed by the Igbos who are in majority in those states? Why are they not being harassed? Why are they not being attacked? We make it clear before the war today. The Rwanda genocide started with tribal bigotry. The Rwanda genocide started with tribal politics. The European Union observers, election observers, they are there in Lagos. They are there in Abuja. They watch the attacks all over the social media. They watch the threats of some of these Yoruba talks, the APC talks, threatening the lives of the Igbos, threatening the lives of the Biafran people. It is not IPOB. We have not disturbed any life of any man across the eastern region. We have allowed the democratic process that they say they want. We've allowed it to go ahead because we believe in democracy. It is their right to exercise their civil duty. But while the world watches what is ongoing in Lagos, we urge them to begin to speak right now. International communities must begin to speak against the attack of the Igbos in Lagos. Rather than control a line, speaking out, condemning the type of bigotry. Rather than for her to say no, the Igbo lives have been attacked in Lagos. Rather than her to call on the governor, she's rather telling the Nigerian masses to be proud of fraudulent elections. She's rather there sitting with INEC selected president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The photos are there on the social media. She's sitting with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, telling him, congratulations for rigging. Congratulations for enabling salutocracy in Nigeria. But we are watching. We are watching because trust IPOB At the appropriate time, we shall respond. At the appropriate time, we shall respond on how the whole world watches in in a broader light. On a broader light, INEC rigging the election of a supposed democracy or democratic environment. Announcing the president-elect as a setter at the middle of the night, because they know everything they cooked up. They know that is not the will of the people. They are afraid of the Igbo man becoming president. They want a continuation of a darkened society, a continuation of a collapsed society where there is no rule of law. But we shall help them accomplish it. Because at the end of the day, of course, it is a collapsed society. Why must it continue to exist? It shouldn't continue to exist because we have always said it is a fraudulent contraption, a contraption that has no basis of democracy and democratic norms, a contraption that has no basis of democratic value. Then how can you hold an election in a collapsed society? Doesn't the rule of law, the INEC Act itself, made it clear in the Act that a presidential candidate must score 25% in Abuja? What happened today? Bola Ahmed Tinubu never scored 25% in Abuja. How then did INEC and its compromised chairman declared Tinubu as the president-elect? How? Going contrary against their own electoral acts. That is what Cathrola Line said the Nigerian people should celebrate and be proud of. Be proud of a fraudulent, manipulated election. We are watching. We are watching. And at the time that heaven has appointed, we shall respond in accordance. And we are asking Cathrola Line, haven't you seen the attack against the Igbos in Lagos? Haven't you seen it? Haven't you seen the videos? Why are you still mute? Why aren't you speaking? But the day the Igbos respond to defend themselves, then those Igbos that respond to defend themselves will be tagged IPOB. And we are calling on our people, not just the Igbos, the Ijaws, the Effiks, in as much as you are there in Lagos. Defend yourself. By every means possible, defend yourself. It is your democratic right to exercise your civil duty. Do not wait until they take your life. And do not be afraid to exercise your civil duty. Those who threaten us or who are threatening us, maybe they should go back to their fathers or to their grandfathers and know about the history of the Biafran people. Their fathers should tell them the history of the Igbo race. You do not threaten us. In fact, the more you try to threaten us, is the more we do that very thing you don't want us to do. No man born of flesh and blood threaten the Igbo race. We have decided not to, talk about the zoo election. But for what is ongoing in Lagos, if we have not wanted to tell them to go and vote, we are telling them go and vote. Go and vote. That heaven they want you to fall, let it fall. Let's see. You said it is one Nigeria? Or have you given us Biafra? You can then stop us from voting. It's only when you have Biafra is now a nation. You people can go. That you can now say the citizens of Biafra have no right to vote in Lagos or in any other Western state or in any other in the northern states. In as much it is still that very one Nigeria. Every Igbo man or woman, every Ijaw man or woman, every ethnic man or woman has the right to vote in every jurisdiction, in every constituency within the Nigerian state. So far, the person is a resident of that very state. If you say no, then let us go to the referendum table. That is what we've been saying all the years. Let's go to the referendum table. Let the Biafrans go. Let the Igbos go. So that you can stop the Igbos from voting in your states. So that you can stop the German from voting in your states. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos, MC Oluomo, Femi Fani-Kayode, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are watching you all. We are watching the atrocities you are executing. And we are making it clear on this very hallowed platform. There shall be consequences if any Igbo life is lost. You have destroyed billions worth of goods. Taking the livelihood of the Igbo race. Sending your thugs to burn down their businesses. Now, making them jobless. they have suffered over the years to build that very wealth you destroy. Those goods worth billions of naira. What you went there to table 10 million check. What will 10 million check do? What will 10 million check do? Sanwo-Olu or the Sanwo-Olu? But you send your thoughts to attack those Igbos, to attack their livelihood, to burn down their goods. Why Catrola Line is watching? You would have expected her, if indeed she was a reasonable British High Commission representative, you would have expected her to hold a press conference telling the world and telling the Nigerian nation to stop the attack against the Igbo race. You would have expected her to stop the imminent genocidal war that is incoming. You would have expected her to call on her nation, to call on the president of the nation, to call on the governor of Lagos, to say, no, this is not tolerable. This can be. But she's moved. Rather, she is encouraging the Nigerian states, the Nigerian masses, to embrace the fraudulent election and to be proud of the manipulated presidential election. So far, the oil and gas continue to flow into UK. So far, there is no stop to the looting of the Nigerian resources, to the looting of the Biafran resources. Then she's okay with that. But we are asking you, Katrolalai, can your nation tolerate those kind of manipulated, fraudulent elections that happened on the 25th of February? We are certain that if that type of kangaroo election ever happened within the British soil, the British nation will be inflamed. We are certain there will be protests upon protests by the masses of the British. We are certain. If your people will not tolerate fraudulent election in UK, why then do you advise the Nigerian masses to embrace fraudulent election? Why do you tell them to be proud of fraudulent election? Isn't that hypocrisy on you? Catrola Line, isn't that hypocrisy on you? Isn't that showing that you are a highly compromised and corrupt British High Commissioner in Nigeria? But because you are white, okay, your corruption won't be debated. Your corruption won't be talked about. We are making it clear to the world today that it is the Britain that destroyed the Nigerian state the way it is today. It is the likes of Catrola Line that collapsed the Nigerian state within the past 7 years or 8 years of the Buhari's administration. A very highly corrupt woman, a very highly compromised British High Commissioner within the Nigeria state. We make it glow, well plain without any ambiguity. Capital line is the problem in Nigeria. The American High Commissioner, they condemned the rigged election. The European High Commissioner, the observers, the electoral observers, they condemned the rigged election. Kudos to them, we must give it to them when they do things right. Or when they say the right things, we give it to them. But that can be said of the same thing with the British High Commission. Capital line. Very, very highly corrupt individual. Very, very highly corrupt, compromised woman. Filled with hatred against the Igbos. Filled with hatred against the Biafran people. But we are not discouraged, because we know for certain at the end of this whole battle, we shall overcome. At the end of this whole battle, we will be victorious. But let it be known, let it be clear before the war, that it is the British and its representative within the Nigerian Constitution that have deteriorated the relationship between the Biafran people and the British. They are the ones deteriorating the relationship. The British representative in Nigeria are the ones killing the relationship. Because in the nearest future, we shall remind them. We shall remind them how they treated us. We are not talking about how they treated us during the Civil War, during the Biafran genocide. For more than 50 years, the British have continued on the same pattern. Hatred against the Igbos. Hatred against the Igbos. Today, they continue on the same pattern. One would have expected them to amend their ways and begin to correct the atrocities they have committed against the Biafran people, against the Igbo race. One would have expected them to change. But no, they never change. They believe they are mini gods. One would have expected them to look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there in the prison under the DSS custody, a British citizen. One would have expected them control the line to hold a press conference and tell the Nigerian state and the Nigerian president, respect your own law. One would have expected them to tell the Nigerian president, adhere to the judiciary, obey the law of the appeal, the judgment of the appeal court. One would have expected them to do so. But no, they won't do so. But they are going about looking on how to tag IPOB, a terrorist organization. The more you try to tag IPOB, a terrorist group, the more formidable we are. We are not formidable. You know where we live. You know where we are. You know where we are. We have addresses. Terrorists don't have address. Terrorists don't have a good job. You think by mere blackmailing us, you will make us to give up on the struggle? Of course, we can never give up. Our father
40425547. The problem is that our people, whether they don't listen, that is it. The problem is our people don't listen. You see, I say don't call signal, and you see people calling on that signal. I don't know why. You see the clip I played, the Nigerian government was paying the terrorist group, begging them pay them 100 billion, Fulani terrorist group, in order to beg them to stop the terrorism in Nigeria, at least to limit it. But they are, doing everything, propaganda, lobbying, in order to term IPOB terrorist group to continue their hatred on Biafrans, to turn the world against us. But it is laughable, honestly. I have callers lined up. Please, once again, do not call signal. Only WhatsApp and direct line, please. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? You are the first caller.
Yes, Mazi, we doing.
There, well, welcome to the program. Go on, please.
Thank you. Mazi. I'm from Ohajibema, and Ohajima is in Imo province, Biafra land. Mazi, I'm here to, debunk that they are using ports of the world of whatever they call themselves. Number one, do you remember that for some times nobody is even hearing about any herdsmen killing in the world? Nobody is talking about it.
No,
Why
because
Fulani
they
herdsmen?
have they have succeeded in pushing our mindset, calling them bandits. It's everywhere, bandits. These are Fulani headsmen. I swap all of them together, but no more. Sometimes I cry for them. I say, how has the world degraded like this? How, even if I know that this world is a world of exploitation, where there is no justice, but how come the world has degraded like this? People that are fighting for survival. IPOB, we are fighting for survival through legal, legitimate means. The killers, they praise them. Is what the world likes. After all, Europe is the West is using Fulani Islamic jihads everywhere in Africa. That is their partner right from time till today. They are spreading them. No apology, but that is what is happening, and that is why countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, others are revolting against France, because they know what they are playing. They are using all these Fulani Islamic jihadists, terrorists, in order to cause mayhem so that they continue looting in Africa. But it will never deter us. Go on, Mazi, please. Go on.
Yes, and
Your voices almost sound alike to me. So, Mazi, I greet you with all due respect. I respect what you have done today. I call it the autopsy of the after the election. I greet all the DOS. I thank my respect. I respect what you have done today. I call it the autopsy of the after the election. I greet all the DOS. I thank my this environment because I'm so emotional. Our eyes are going to be, oh, how much security they have, how much they have insecurity in Nigeria. Meanwhile, Shetima will carry on the continued march to total flourishing of the indigenous people. I want us to pay attention to that. Well, that's what I'm coming to. Now, I'm not going to come today to talk about the things I predicted that how it's going to end up. Britain and is tossing about who do that today. So we go to the things I want to say now. The index, putting our name on the index terrorism thing. Mazi, I'm glad you spoke about it. But I want us to reflect a little bit. And we can find out that every activities or everything they're trying to use now to tag us are coming from the activities of autopiloters and their likes. Okay, now the autopiloters are in disarray. Thank you, Kokigaba, for that. But I want to ask us, that's why I say let us reflect. There are actions. I know why I'm speaking this. Where are the groups? Because in Apple, starting from Oyibo, they split into groups. Now we are hearing about the autopilot with Azuka, Madam Azuka. We have those who call themselves government in exile. They are still part of these splinters when all this they hijacked our Hamadike and extraordinary rendition. We have other groups. Where is Charles, Rabbi Charles, or whatever they call him? Where are the groups of Bridget? Where are these groups? I'm asking questions. They didn't go, they are not gone. They went underground. Why am I making this argument? There's a voice note that has been trending for 2 days. One Ejima, Papa Ejima man is talking about. If we can pay attention to this voice note, you can see what they have done. They took some of our men of ESN, begin to tag them ESN. Why is Olu, the man asking Olu, come into factor? That tells anybody who wants to read a little bit that whatever he's been doing, whole post of them is part of it. The whole argument I'm making is that they have tried to use these splinters to bring us where we are now with this global index. But the main reason I called, and Mazi, I thank you pick up my call. There are other groups working. I want to warn us. There are other groups underground. Some of them are elderly men. Some of them are here in America. Where is Kanu group? Where is the Nnamdi group? What am I saying? The earlier we make these arguments clean, the better for us. They are not playing with us. They are not waiting for us. The last thing I'm going to say here is this. These people have their factions that are working with Nigerian government to tag us at terrorists. People might say it doesn't matter. It will matter a whole lot. They bought a Tucana jet. The only thing restricting Nigeria on using on us boldly is because of the agreement that we are not terrorists. They cannot use it on terrorists. This is part of their game plan from Nigerian point of view. If they can get that done, then they can use the Tucana on us. We got to be careful. Again, the way we double into Obi's issue. Obi told us that Biafra died 52 years ago. I know he's our brother with all due respect. Obi has been used as another monkey wrench to destabilize or to delay us. Now, whatever is happening in Yoruba land, our people should take care of themselves. We should be careful how we walk that fine line. We are not working with Obi, working with us. We must make this argument clean. Please, I'm begging us, because that was almost the mistake we made with autopilot. He continued to call himself Biafran spokesperson, trying to use Mazi's name. I was one of those who came out shouting, we must make a clean argument. Please, I'm begging us, please, we cannot allow this to happen. I know we can fight this, Mazi. I know what you say. We can fight this with a petition because we are not terrorists. We have more than overwhelming evidence to prove we did not do this, and we can get out of this quagmire. Mazi, thank you so much. I want to praise you guys. I want to thank you guys right now to remove us from this global index. We is fightable. It's a war we can win. We must fight on. I'm not discouraged. Thank you for listening to me. God bless.
There were, Martha. Always on point. Because why they did this is pre-planned. So as they failed, because that is why they brought their agents to start it, so that immediately after election, they will now write it, oh, it's anti-democratic. You know, what they failed to put is IPOB is anti-democratic, because they saw is they cannot put it. So have you seen what they wanted us, they wanted to do? Have you seen that? Okay. I have a caller on direct line. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me, please? Welcome to the program.
Hello. Okay. Good day, sir, Mr. Mazi Jonathan. I'm calling you from Atlanta, Georgia. My name will David Chuku. You know, it's just like Madam Heather that said exactly what I wanted to say. It just you know, we start cleaning from the inside house. These idiots, not at Finland. This is the job he was paid for. But this is what just to tag us, because I wonder if he has used his name as autopilot or whatever without inviting Nnamdi Kanu. This is not going to escalate to this point now. Since morning I've been going on Twitter looking at retweets. That's okay to tweet on my own. Now, you know, just looking at the whole thing like a terrorist organization. Are they serious? You see, this is the reason why I understand the Jews are really wise and I respect the Jews so much. But in place, I want to have that way. Some kind of some people inside that will take out some missions. Sometimes when you pull, then you teach other people a lesson. We don't need this kind of thing at this time in point. This little man, Finland, what you going about here? And I don't even understand why the Finland coordinators or whatever in Finland. I don't even know what the hell they're doing over there. Why can't they go up? How can this guy put us in this kind of predicament? It's very hurtful and it's very painful. You know, so what I'm trying to say is that you know, that's a charity begins at home. We should have started from the inside, make clean, a real cleaner from the inside, so that they teach what these people lesson. You know, other people now put out anything, then they'll talk to themselves, caution themselves. We're not playing here. This is not like a joking matter. This thing has gone to an extent that is beginning to sound like a child's play. So I'm just trying to say, I just pray and I believe our leader got very soon. But then we see inside some kind of, I'm not thinking it's a swear and but it might affect some people. Immediately. Silence the mega silence. So that can't be here. That's what I need to say. It's very, very painful. To see it, sir.
There were. There were.
Yes, I can hear you very well, Mazi Jonathan Ndewa, and I thank Mazi for his brave speech today. I don't know what he just said. Let me remind the Biafrans that what we are dealing with is nothing new. It's been on the table for a very long. In addition to the World Terrorist Index, is nothing new. It's been there. But let me tell you, people, why they what the election and gone. There is nothing good that will come out of it. Now, this is why they do what they do. The killing tourists. They are buying a sort of to say yes. They are killing bears. They are killing Obi, whereas they are killing civilians. Around the world, beckoning for that will support their actions they are going to take against Biafrans. Obi is their nightmare. And to justify it, they are putting people that have nothing to do with IPOB as IPOB. They are well on it. World Terrorist Index know what they're doing. They are accomplices. Anybody assisting a terrorist government is a terrorist himself. Don't question it. Don't argue about it. They are not blind. They are all learned. They are not blind. They are intelligent. And you should be more intelligent to defend yourself. The only way we can get out of this, I said it this morning, we are going to launch a world protest simultaneously across the world every day until they listen to us. If you don't do this, they have got you. They are holding you by the neck. And these mini government agencies are just accompanying them with their assertions. If you don't call them to order by demonstrating, calling this water index, whatever they call themselves, if you don't question them, they'll continue. The Fulanis are around the world. What they are doing is a way to tell the world that we are criminals. Therefore, anytime they start launching attack, you know that they bombed Olu 2 weeks ago. The World Terrorist Index did not say it. None of these foreign governments are talking about the activities of a terrorist government. They are actually aiding these governments. The Nigerian government is a terrorist government, killing people, killing their own citizens, doctoring election. What are we doing there? They only tell you, oh, this thing is take action. No, they will not. Talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will not. They will interview a Fulani man. They will interview this and that, but the actual victims, they don't interview them. What does that tell you? What is going to happen in Biafra land in the near future will be terrible. Very, very terrible. And don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't tell you. That is why they went to World Terrorism. They have been trying. Now they want the evidence. They will tender to the world. You see, we told you. Guterres is not talking. Guterres, who actually tapped Fulanis for Boko Haram in the Nigerian army. What does that tell you?
The United Nations openly back them up. That is the world we are in, Mazi. Well, you know, sometimes I say I am, as a human being, I'm personally feeling ashamed of the way the world have degraded. I'm telling you honestly. It is very sad and pathetic. Mazi, go on, please. Go on.
It's very, very, very people should be very, very attentive because they bombed a government bombing villages with jets, and you don't see why. And now the election is come and gone. We have to follow this in a very serious manner. Nde Biafra, all of you must wake up because now they put you the tent, which is not. Don't overlook what they are writing. Don't even overlook it. Don't say no. Pay attention to that and see the actions the Nigerian government is going to take on Biafrans. Just watch out from upper middle bed coming down. That's all. That's just what I want to let everybody know. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Of course, my comrade. You know, it's just like when you want to, Mazi Nnachi, I hope you are hearing us. You are hearing me.
Yes. Yes, of course,
Okay.
my beloved. I
It's
am
just
here.
like, what they did, to the new government, because just give us what we want and we take action. Just like if you want to bulldoze a house, they go and mark it. We're just waiting as a target. That is what they have signaled. They signaled the new, so-called new terrorist government. Because it's a work, it's a job. It's a job, honestly. Caller on what's up, Mazi? Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi.
Mazi, welcome to the program. Go on, please.
Yeah, thank you. I have two questions then before I make my contribution.
Go on.
And is Mazi Nnaji Ndewo Ka, my brother Ka. My name is Mazi Chukodi. I'm calling from South Africa. Ndewo Mazi Nnaji. My first question is, because sometimes I feel very confused about the two things. First, secondly, let me thank Mazi Alozie for coming to give that particular renowned warning. If our people will listen and our more researchers should take note of about this particular thing that he said. I feel there's a timeline between this question that I'm about to ask. My question is, if we declare Biafra, are they still terrorists when we declare Biafra and mount our borders and fight for the freedom that we already fought halfway already? Because I think the more we are still like this, the more, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the more we are still like this, I think we are just IPOB. But if we declare Biafra, are we still be called terrorists while we are fighting for Biafra? Are we inside that war of Biafra? Are we still being called terrorists in the world?
As a nation.
That's number. As a nation, this is Biafra. We have declared it, and our name is Biafra. Are we still called terrorists at that point? Then, second question is, when this lunatic in Finland started, I asked a question that time. There is a lawyers that can separate between IPOB and the autopilot, because we have other people who are Mossop and the rest of them. Did DOS do anything about it to get a lawyer to Finland to ask this particular whoever that he is, the dwarf there, to stop using IPOB to join with whatever that he is doing? Did you people in DOS do anything about it? Because the one that one of our brother called from America said, we have said it time with that number. There is a country that guy will be, and he's doing what he's doing. He will not even last for one day. The first day he mentioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will not listen to him in DOS, in DSS. The first time he danced on the arrest of our leader, the first time he made so many comments that he made that shows that he was, even from the time he came from Nigerian destiny to this, we will not even allow him to get to the point he get to, because he's not an IPOB member. He doesn't belong to any unit of IPOB. So my contribution, this is my two questions. Did you people do anything about it? My contribution tonight, Mazi Nnaji, I want you two people to tell us what we need to hear about what we need to do to get ourselves out of this mess. Because what is happening in Lagos State and the Nigeria election, Obi is strongly fighting for his mandate. And we are saying they should defend themselves, which is good. What about if you escalate that? When they go to chase this particular governor who killed people in 20th of October, and then they try to chase him away by bringing the person that they believe now that is an Igbo governor, and this problem escalate. Is there any way? Do we have any plan? Those ones in there, are they even thinking? Are they even looking at this whole drama that is going? Because the more the world is now talking more about this election that is fraud, the more they are going to be angry. If they manage to get that thing out of Tinubu's hand and give it to Obi, it's going to be worse. Lastly, I echo with you this evening to say, Mazi Pitobi, Biaela Biafra, Biaga Roya, Nini Torero, Biaela to Biafra land. Nigeria no wage terrorism. They have turned the whole election to a tribal bigot, a tribal problem. It's no longer one Nigeria, it's now tribal. But let's not forget what Mazalo says here. There is a sign that is given out there. If you're going to court, you must also remember that we're not going to keep quiet. Sign, these are the worst terrorists on earth. Remember before it takes us on away. Thank you.
There were Mazi. There were Mazi Nachi. You want a chariku on it just briefly because I want to. There are 2 calls that are here. I want. They'll be the last callers, please. Just very brief. Go on, please.
There is a message I sent to WhatsApp. Mazi Jonathan, check your WhatsApp.
Okay.
This very man you saw here, I want to make it clear to Biafrans because we are very observant people. The leadership don't take anything for granted. When things are unfolding, we begin to pay attention and gather all necessary intelligence. I was in my office when this man was speaking to Excellency, as I made mention of earlier on. Do you remember the day that very Senate candidate was killed in Enugu State, Labour Party candidate, Mazi Jonathan?
Yes.
Do you remember? This man who I was surprised on that very day. It was on the 23rd of February. 48 hours to the election. Then I began to ask, why is this man associating IPOB with the killing of this man? This is the same IPOB that have made it clear. We have no problem with the Nigerian election, and we stood by it. In fact, we did everything possible to make sure that on that very day of the election, that our people go out to vote whoever they wishes to vote for, even as P2B is from the Igbo ends. There was at no time you heard any member of the DOS come out here on air to say, go and vote for P2B. We didn't do that. We supported our people, whoever wishes to go and vote, to go and vote. So that was the day I started saying something on the 23rd, that this man came out on Al Jazeera. I said, what is the mission of this man? That was the question I was asking myself. Is unknown government IPOB? Is ESN IPOB? What is the interest of IPOB in killing a Labour Party candidate? Of all people, of all political parties, what is our interest in killing the man? That was when I knew something was on. That these people are doing everything to try to join IPOB with the criminality going on in our land. And Mazi, this was the same man on the day that Channel TV, the day P2B was interviewed on the official broker or the official interview on the presidency. This was the same man that asked P2B, what he will do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was the same man. And that was the only one question he asked Peter Obi. And Peter Obi responded to him that he will dialogue with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and dialogue with IPOB. Then after that interview, the man was still the same man that came out on Al Jazeera, blackmailing IPOB and associating IPOB with the killing of that Labour Party Senate candidate that was assassinated. Then you begin to ask yourself, is that man not an instrument of the Nigerian federal government? This is the man that supply information to some of these terrorist index of the globe. So what were they trying to achieve? To ascertain that IPOB is included in that terrorism group. That is what we unraveled. So this is a state-sponsored blackmail against IPOB. And we are fighting it to the end. We will not leave any stone unturned in regards to this. It is a Nigerian-sponsored agenda. Remember that our leader's case is now at the final juncture, the Supreme Court. Now they want to hold on to something. And we are telling them that it will not happen. We are making it clear, as we have made it clear, through press conference, through broadcast. Autopilot has no relationship with IPOB. He is the man called Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB. Members of Autopilot who associated themselves with IPOB has been expelled from the movement. So how dare you associate them with us? How dare you associate the killing of the Labour Party candidate that was assassinated in Enugu with IPOB? How? We ourselves, we condemn that very killing. Every member of the leadership, we are so sad on the day that very man was massacred. We were sad. So the man went on air and started associating us with that very killing. And we started asking, what is going on? So Mazi, this was where it started. On the 23rd of February, we started seeing the sign. And when P2B was interviewed on that very presidential candidate interview on Channel TV, that man asked P2B about IPOB. So we are beginning to link something up to that very man. We will get his name. His name has speak up, but we will search for his name and then make him more popular to the world. And then he has to explain to the world how he came to associate IPOB to the killings in Southeast. Now, our brother asked a question. If IPOB will be called, if Biafra will still be called a terrorist organization when we declare Biafra. Mazi, we are fighting for our freedom through self-determination. It is a democratic process. As for now, we are not going contrary to that very channel. A democratic process to referendum. At the day upon which Biafra will be declared, via referendum process, nobody will call you a terrorist organization. Nobody will call you a terrorist nation because it has gone through the process of referendum. Now, if the Nigerian state force us to declare Biafra through the armed struggle, I repeat, if the Nigerian state force us to declare Biafra through armed struggle, the world would have seen it. The world would have come to know that the Nigerian state have forced us to declare Biafra through armed struggle. How then can the world tag us a terrorist organization? How? When it is clear that it is the Nigerian state that have declared war against us. So the answer is simple. Your number 2 question. You said about Ekperima and the autopilot. Mazi, you heard it through the Finland, what is it called? Journalist, when he was interviewing that criminal in Finland. You heard it. The man told him that IPOB, through Emma Powerful, our publicity secretary, told the journalist that the criminal is not an IPOB member. What do you think? How do you think we achieved to that very level? It is because there is already a Lego team handling that situation. As I speak to you today, they are still working to disassociate, make it clear to the Finland government, the Finland authority, that we have no business with this criminal. And the government know. In one of the interviews, they told him that IPOB have told him, that said that you are not a member. It is because there is a legal team already. So we are working on that very aspect, not just by our press release, by memo. There is a legal team in regards to that. And Mazi is working assiduously in that very regard, because there's the one in charge of Hero. So that is it. I don't know if I got a question.
Of course,
the question.
Of course you did.
Of what he said, yes.
You did justice to it.
That is it on that, Mazi.
Before, let me bring in Mazi Azayoba, who is also a member of the DOS, before we wrap up this program. Mazi Azayoba, thank you for holding on for so long. Please unmute yourself and go on, please. Mazi Azaya.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, not only me. Go on, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi, Jonathan Chinedu, and also my fellow comrade there, Mazi Nnachi. Greetings to Biafrans and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever you are. We love you. We are in solidarity with you. We are standing shoulder to shoulder with our chest high to the Biafran restoration. There's no amount of any blackmail. There's no amount of intimidation. There is no amount of killings, incarceration. There's no amount of bullets can bring us into submission to abandon this struggle. This is what we are talking about this night. This is what we want to, the message we want to send out there to the Nigerian state and their cronies. We are letting them know, Catherine Alang, that no matter what you are doing, no matter the effort you are trying to do, no matter what, we are not going to abandon this struggle. Biafra restoration, we are not going to abandon it. It's a promise. It's not a threat, it's a promise. Now, what I want to contribute and to let Biafrans know, Mazi, I heard you saying that you are disappointed and shocked at the world, the way they are running the world we're in, or you say that the Europeans or the West, the way they are running this world we're in. Mazi, I take the blame to our own people. the population of Biafrans, apart from IPOB, that refused to see this danger coming when we raised alarm over it. There was a protest in United States a couple of, was it a week ago? And we have over 1 million Biafrans living in the United States. And these Biafrans, they do visit home. They do have relatives back home. They know the amount of killings and carnage that the Nigerian state has been besieged on our people. But they see some people, our people protesting. They did not come out. You didn't see much of them come out to support this protest. When something happened, the Yorubas will gather together. You see their numbers, they will come out. But in our own case, our people, they felt they are comfortable. 2015, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went to United States to talk to our people there, the World Igbo Congress, what they asked him, I never forget that question, what they asked him that day, how did he got a visa to come, to United States?
Which passport is he using? Which passport was he using?
Which passport was he using?
Mazi Okwa, India PhD holders, Mazi. To God who made me, our people, many of our people are disgusting. Nature, sometimes I say I should have been created maybe before Christ even, so that by now maybe I will be a diamond existing as a stone. It's very disgusting. Mazi, go on, please. Go on.
So Mazi, these are the reason the Western world and the Fulanese I have seen the mentality of our people and how gullible and how you can play them with a carrot stick. The takia the Fulanese are using, use the carrot stick. I have said this before and we want to make it very clear. Madam Helder just said everything that is in my mind, Peter B was not actually meant to be the president of the zoo. I said this before, and I'm going to repeat this again tonight. The mission of P2B, the reason why they allow P2B to come in is to thwart the movement of IPOB. That to quell it and confuse our people. And as soon as they throw that carrot stick, it will work very well. Our people flooded into obedience, they call themselves, not knowing what the plan were. But at the same time, the British also, the Katrina Lang and British, did not know it was going to turn out to be that way. They didn't know that Nigerians themselves, the Nigerian youth, will also find it to be interesting to come out from the mess and the killings and the destruction of APC government. So they were looking for a way to come out from this hole, this Omia Hanunimi. So bringing P2B, presenting P2B, presenting Atiku, presenting this guy called Jagaban, who slaughtered them in Ensas at the Lekki toll gate. They were left with no other choice. The only person Nigerians, I believe, they found a little bit, because they were not given any good choice. If there was any better choice than P2B, Nigerians would have chosen that one, whether na Hausa person, whether na Buguma person, they would have chosen that person rather than P2B. But because there was no other option, Nigerians said, okay, Atiku is a criminal, we know. He was a vice president at the time, and they know what he did. They had this record. Jagaban also killed a lot of Nigerians singing national anthem. They left with no other choice. The only person, P2B is not innocent either, but they found him, they can manage him. They flooded into him. That's why P2B was able to win the Lagos state, win Abuja, win several states in the northern part of the region. Even the so-called, River State, the Biafran coastal region, he won that place on a landslide. So this thing aggravated the British. This is not their plan. All the so-called foreign observers they sent there, you could not believe what happened. They saw the rigging. The rigging wasn't the way, you know, you boy Makasha couldn't the rigging.
It's not
Sometimes they
coded.
will rig the
This is
election in a way.
open one, open. Direct.
In open. So they couldn't stand the shame. The Western world, the plan was completely disrupted. Remember, Amnesty International, Amnesty of all people, also come out in the open. This blackmailing of putting us on a world terrorism is a well-plotted plan. Amnesty International in Nigeria, their branches in Nigeria, was also the first people that give the first shot that IPOB, who has been peaceful all these years, is planning to disrupt election in the southeast. They give that information. Now, during this election, after this election, they realized that the most peaceful area that election was held is in the southeast, according to how they grade themselves. All these things record were there. They become so angry. They become frustrated. The way they wanted to rob IPOB did not work. Obi actually won the election that did not make him to. They did not wanted him to be there in the first place. So confusion everywhere. When the Western world left to Nigeria, all these their foreign observers, when they left to Nigeria, they did not utter any statement. They did not issue any statement. It was Katrina Lang and his gang. We are actually ranked the British Prime Minister to congratulate this guy, Jagaban. Where even foreign observers have not issued statement. Some senators in America said that this election is fraud. There are some, American private investigators that were on ground as well. Also issued a statement that this election was inconclusive. Is not transparent. So this thing you are seeing now is a clear-cut distraction to get our people now to start chasing the world index, so that they will focus in inaugurating this guy. But our people need to understand what the game is. Biafra, you cannot tag indigenous people of Biafra. And the worst part, they went and wrote indigenous people of Biafra, full name. So it's not going to stick. We are not going to allow it to happen. Biafra has been existed before now, and Biafra had been in a war before. So he cannot come out now and tag the whole entire nation of nearly 70 to 80 million people. It's not going to happen. So what they are trying to do, which we have been warning our people, this is another war looming. Fulani want to, Aerofire just came a couple of days ago, that instead of an Igbo man, instead of Peter Obi to be a president, let there be war. He said it in the open. So our people should be prepared on what is coming. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu warned them before now, and we have been warning them. Now, this experiment, now that, it's quite unfortunate we have to talk about this idiot, but we have to talk about it. We have to let the world know that experiment should be held accountable. If you look at the audio message, the audio video of this, the purported called Ejima, making around, which Mariam Heda mentioned here earlier, the guy said that Ekperima he went and induced some gullible, Biafran youth and assembled them. And at the time he called them, said let all of them move to Olu, Susu, where the Nigerian government are bombing. Now, the question is, so this guy will mobilize our youth. Those people who have interest on Biafra, who have Biafra attached, who want to see Biafra to come, they think that the Ekperima is a real person. They brought out to this, they assembled them, send them to Olu. He is asking them from Eboyi, from Enugu, from all parts of Biafra land, they should go and assemble themselves in Olu, in a camp in Olu. And now, once they assemble there, he will not give the Nigerian terrorist government signal to go and bomb them there. And this is what we have been warning our youth. And this is how this Western world invaded Biafra land. How can we be deceived Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is here. IPOB is here. The structure of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB is here to guide this movement. All of a sudden, somebody who has not been in IPOB, who have nothing to do in IPOB, who has not contributed anything in IPOB, less than 2 years, this guy came and took confused all of them. And since the Perima involved in this charade, nearly God knows how many youth that we have lost. We have not lost this number of youth since the inception of IPOB. In less than 1 year, this guy have murdered our youth, killed them with impunity, killed a pregnant woman. All these things are planned just to make IPOB look. And the worst part of it, as we are saying, he will be committing this crime. He will be attaching Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. I have said in my Facebook wall there, asking this question, just 6-7 months ago and a year ago, these people and Umuada Highway, all of them from America and all over the place, they were calling Idu Nation, Idu. How come in the last couple of days now, they started attaching IPOB in their crime they have committed in our land, in their criminal activities? All their confession now, they are mentioning Biafra will not be happy. Biafrans will not. But all this while, when they were doing this thing, they were claiming they were Idu. How come at this critical time? How come this time around? Only just for the Nigerian government and their cohorts to go and put us in world terrorists in this list. But that is not going to happen because Biafra is a nation. We have been existing. Biafra have been to war before. So all we have to do now, Mazi, even before you end this program, play our jingle of St. Patrick tomorrow. If we are terrorists, we won't be allowed to be participating among other world nations. Biafrans should follow me on Facebook tomorrow. They should share. I will come live tomorrow. And all the platform must stream, all our media warriors must stream what I will be airing out tomorrow from St. Patrick. So that the world will see that we are not terrorists. And we cannot be terrorists. We are registered here. We are paying tax here. IPOB are paying tax anywhere they are in Europe. So this is why they attack our finance. This is why they were dishing out fresh pictures of Onyendu when they know that Onyendu is down. These are criminals and moles that they sent to come and destroy IPOB. And they were surprised at this their useless election that IPOB did not go into their trap. They get frustrated. They are trying to use all kind of blackmail to bring us into submission so that people now will begin to run away from IPOB because they think that they have succeeded in attacking our finance. But what surprises them, how is IPOB surviving? After all this thing, how is our men is continuously chasing the Fulani terrorists in our bushes? How are they doing it? They went and seized all the cash in the whole East. There is no money, no cash in the whole East. This is the worst attack. This is the worst attack we have ever seen since Biafran war. By seizing the cash, our people can't be able to trade, our people can't be able to buy. And people who are living in a Western world here, we have our Biafrans, we have Igbo men, we have our people in the coastal region, all of them that are living in the Western world here, and seeing that our land is seriously under siege, and they are not waking up. They are not making a move. But regardless, we are not going to back down. There's nothing that will make us where we are now, that we will back down to this Biafra restoration. Let them do their worst. We are going to embark in a street protest, wall to wall here in Europe, to engage the people, to let them know that we cannot allow these people to be killing our people with impunity, destroying our land, burning our houses, destroying our properties, and seizing cash to starve our people in excruciating pain so that people will not be able to do this. They can't even find the money. When you transact the money is not reflecting. When you go for the cash, you cannot get the cash. And people are not seeing this. Our people who are living in a Western world are not seeing this. And they think that this is a normal thing. On top of it now, they are trying to tag a whole entire nation a terrorist. Why the Fulanis are killing people all over the place. Why the Nigerian government, Nigerian state, we are the one who their military squat down and shot down innocent youth, holding Nigerian flag and singing national anthem. The world did not see that. They didn't do anything. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same person, they called the Nigerian government have discharged and acquitted this man. They didn't say anything. They quickly now went and label us, put us in their world useless index. And you would think that we are going to accept it. We are going to display who we are tomorrow, St. Patrick. And we are going to do it on a grand style. And I want Biafrans to watch us tomorrow and disgrace these people who put Biafra and IPOB in the list of terrorist world index. And let's see how whether we will see Nigerians. You people will watch tomorrow. Whether you will see Nigerian people tomorrow marching with us. We have changed them to oblivion. Nigeria does not exist anymore in the Western world here. So anybody being afraid of where they are putting us, that means you don't know what you want. Nigeria is finished. What they are doing now is just to see whether they can extend the lifespan of the zoo. But finally, it's finished. And we are dealing with them. So this is what I wanted to say tonight. And Mechuko Kabiama continue to bless you, my brother. Keep on the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is the last caller. Mazi Nnachi, please. We have come to the end of the calls. Please, you now make your closing remarks, just brief closing remarks, and
Yes, Dalo, watching Mazi Jonathan, Zaza Yoba, and other comrades that have spoken. I think one of your broadcasters, our broadcaster spoke. That was Mazi Alozie or Mazi. Was it Mazi Alozie?
Yes, Mazi Alozie.
Mazi Alozie, yes. Thank you all for being there for our people, contributing your wonderful ideas, and also to our sister Mwada that came on. You know, what the Nigerian state have not realized is that this very unique generation of the Biafran people is not what they can subject through bully. They cannot suppress us through bully. They cannot suppress us through any form of attack. And not even by holding our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would they stop this very noble struggle. It runs through our vein. It runs through our blood. In fact, Biafra is our soul, body and flesh. They must realize it, and they must find a new pattern to dialogue for peace to reign. We have made it clear before the world. The right to self-determination enshrined on the UN Charter. It is through that right the likes of Ukraine got their independence. It is through that right many nations that broke out from the then Soviet Union became a sovereign nation. Many across Europe became sovereign nations. It is still the same right we are asking for. And if indeed there is democracy, if indeed there is no standard, double standard approach to democracy, then the Biafran people and their will to self-determination must be respected as well. We have seen the hypocrisy of Colonialism, the British High Commission. We have seen that she, by her own self, wants what happened to France in Mali. Colonialism, by her own self, what happened to France in Burkina Faso. She wanted it to happen to Britain within the Nigerian state. And we are repeating today If the British government does not change her approach, what happened to France, in Mali, in Burkina Faso, and still happening across other African nations will happen to them in the Nigerian state. And it will not only be the Biafran people that will chase them away. It will as well happen in the north, that the northern people by themselves, the middle belt town by themselves, the Yorubas by themselves, will chase Britain out of the Nigerian state. It is time for them to amend their ways and reconcile with the Biafran people, rather than try to blackmail IPOB, rather than try to bully us into submission, of which they know we cannot do. We cannot do. Our fathers never gave up. And it is still that same will to never give up that runs in our blood. And we continue to run even after our generation. The never say die attitude. The never to bow down to bullies. The never to bow down to oppressors. It is still the same blood that runs in us. It is a wonderful opportunity, and still is, for Britain to amend their ways. They have a citizen down there who was extraordinarily rendition from an odd country, Kenya, to the Nigeria state, still being oppressed, still being incarcerated, still being subjected to all manners of ill treatment, even to the point upon which his life is at risk due to health deterioration. Yet, they aren't letting him go, despite court order upon court order. Appeal court having acquitted and called for his release, unconditional release. That is the court of judiciary. Not only the Biafran people determining or demanding for this. The judiciary itself demanding that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be released unconditionally and be acquitted. Yet, the British, upon which or in which he is a citizen, the High Commissioner isn't demanding from the Nigerian state for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then, what is the word saying to the British? Why are we making this noise? Why are we sounding this alarm? Why are we doing all these things? That the world, heaven and earth will bear us witness. That we are shouting. We are at this juncture going through the democratic, every legal process, every democratic process, demanding for the release of our leader. Rather than for the British to listen, rather than for the Nigerian state to listen, they continue to bully us. They said, go through the ballot box and elect your leader. The Biafran people, some decided to go through the ballot box. As soon as they realize that an Igbo man is about to become president, they ring the election. Electoral act upon which INEC and its compromised chairman have said they will obey through the electronic transmission. They have to ignore that, jettison that, in order to make sure that an Igbo man does not become president. It happened before our eyes. Now, what are they trying to do? Instead of this Igbo man to get his presidency via the courts, let us try to assassinate him. We are making it clear that we are aware of the plot of the Nigerian state, engineered by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to assassinate Itobi. We are aware of it. They are doing everything through tribal bigotry to make sure that they attack the Biafran people, the Igbo people, defranchise them, disenfranchise them, attack them, deny them of their civil duty. The world is watching. The European Union foreign election observers are observing. International community are seeing all these things. They are speaking more, saying anything. The Biafran people aren't fighting. IPOB isn't fighting. But the day we will raise up our arms, the day we will say enough is enough, then they will come out to tag us terrorists. This is the word that said it is a word of justice. And we are asking the American government, we are asking the European Union, where is justice for democracy? Where is democracy in Nigeria? What we have is salotocracy. Salotocracy, where a few oligarchy jettison the will of the people to select who they want to become the president of the Nigerian state. And we call on our brother, P2B. And we repeat, let's go home. The word of our eternal leader, I will not stop to continue to mention him. A man I love so much. A people rejected by others cannot reject itself. P2B, they have rejected you. Come, let's go home. Biala, let's go home. They are now pushing you towards the 227. It is a lie. The same process continues. It is a lie. They won't give you. Rather, they will do everything to try to bring you down. IPOB is here. When you are ready, come, let's go home. But we won't wait for you. We will continue to push and to demand for these fundamental human rights, the right to self-determination. Either the zoo likes it or not, either Britain likes it or not, we will continue to demand for it. And we assure them, Biafra must come. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom from all across the world, to those men and women who have volunteered their soul, their flesh and body, for this very noble struggle, for that which our fathers and our mothers, our fallen heroes and heroines, for that which they fought for, and they passed the baton, they baton onto us to continue, and to make sure that this very generation restore this very noble struggle, the struggle of Biafra nation. We will end it up with this very word from our eternal leader once again. Chief Chukwuemeka Odumegwu. And I quote, "We do not ask for pity. We make no apologies for the social phenomenon known as the Biafra Revolution. Rather, we proclaim with pride the inevitability of our struggle, the indestructibility of our people, and the assured finality of our success. This is where we will end up with. Biafrans, do not be deterred. Do not be despaired. Those who believe in one Nigeria are beginning to realize that at the end of the day, that IPOB is right. They might be ashamed to say it now, but they will have no option than to say it tomorrow. They will come to the conclusion that at the end of the day, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is right. That Nigeria cannot be called a nation. Because it is a nation divided on ethnicity basis, tribal bigotry. And it is then best for each region to go, or each ethnicity to go their separate ways as a nation. Let the world remember we do not ask for a new nation. This very noble movement, IPOB, and these people called the indigenous people of Biafra, we are asking for the restoration of a nation which once existed between 1967 through 1970. Therefore, you cannot call us a secessionist. We are a people that existed as a nation. And we are only asking that this nation be restored back. Be bold, be courageous, my people. They will call us all names. But there is something they cannot deny. That before the world, we have established one fact, that Nigeria cannot be called a nation. We have established these indisputable facts. And this very period of 223 elections have established it before the world, before the European Union, before the United States of America. The observers are there. Even before the criminal woman called Colonialism, compromise, corrupt the British High Commission. She knows it. She have rushed her Prime Minister to congratulate the INEC selected president-elect. Of course, that's what she will do. She's best in doing that. But at the end of the day, the world has seen the corrupt and the collapsed state of the Nigerian state. Therefore, IPOB is vindicated. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is vindicated. They can continue to call us anything they want. They cannot deter us. They never deterred our fathers. They cannot deter this very generation. Not by enemies. Once again, P2B, 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 Yaela, let's go home. It is time for us to go home. That way, to be the president of the Nigerian state, they won't let you be. You have won, they have denied you. What else are you waiting for? Let's go home. A people rejected by others cannot reject itself. That is the story of the Biafran people. From me, from here, it is good evening. From me, from here, is Mazi Nachi. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan. Thank you, Biafrans all over the world, especially to these Biafrans at home. Jishenike, Wadosienu, Ainalala, Dalo Mazi Jonathan.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Biafrans and lovers of freedom, this is where we have come to the end of this program. No addition, no subtraction. We will continue, no going stagnant. I cannot say no going back, no being stagnant, because we have no back to go to. Therefore, Biafra remains our religion, our ideology. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, together with Mazi Nachi, it is simply good evening.